Christian leadership model on Christ's leadership, model on Christ himself. We have Jeremiah in the first reading being persecuted by those in charge, those in leadership, the priests and the nobles who wish to get rid of him. And they're using whatever words he speaks against him. But the attempt is to kill Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, in this case, is a other Christ. He images Christ, in that Christ, the same thing happens to Jesus. And we see this as Jesus approaches Jerusalem, that he too will suffer and die. This is the third of the three prophecies of his passion, and each of the prophecies, the first two, are quite basic, that he will suffer and he will die. They'll take him and kill him. This one is quite detailed about what exactly will happen to him, so as to prepare his disciples. And so he's talking about what will happen to him, he who is God. And then and that moves into the whole thing with James and John and desiring these places of honor, and Jesus speaking of leadership. And so the leadership that Jesus is, as I said right at the beginning, is about, we model in Christian leadership, we model Jesus. We model Jesus, who is God made man. God who is the power. There is no power greater than God's. He rules. He is sovereign. And yet, in his immense, infinite power, he is one who comes amongst us and becomes nothing for us. He who is the supreme intelligence, who is infinite in his knowledge, allows himself to be taught by two fragile human beings, Mary and Joseph. And he learns to become a human being. He learns the law from them. He who can create anything with a thought works as a carpenter and makes stuff with his hands. This is the humility of God. And he who is life himself submits to death. Brutal death on a cross. And so God pours himself out for us. Not coming to be served, as he says, but to serve, to give of himself. This is the model of leadership.